It's only salted water.
My guy pretty like a girl, and he got 5 stories to tell. I see both sides like Chanel, see on both sides like Chanel. Swimming laps through pool water, eating like I'm underworld. Had my tattoos in Shibuya, only think I'm out the underworld. 12 treat a nigga like he 12. How you looking up to me, you talking down? Can't you see I am the big man? Our level, I am the I am. I'm filming with the drone.
Hello friends, happy Sunday. I don't know, it might be a Wednesday when you get this video, but it's Sunday now. So if you were wondering how I do my plant chores or how plant chores are done in general, my routine, what plant chores really consist of, this is going to be the video. It's gonna be very relaxed, probably not much talking, but I'm just winging it. Didn't plan this video. Like I'd always wanted to do a plant chores video, but this one I'm just like, let me just do it today. Let me just, whatever. It's Sunday, it's very cloudy outside. It just finished raining. So, oh, there's a ladybug. You think I could bring her in so she can get rid of like whatever's going on, if I have something going on? Whatever, I'm gonna let her hang out there for a while until I need her. I'll tell her to come in. But yeah, I'm just gonna be repotting, doing some leaf cleaning, some clipping, some propagations, switching pots around because I need certain plants in certain pots. So I'm gonna go over that. And this video is just really just raw, uncut. Yeah, I might edit the video, but it's not gonna be too much because it's Sunday. It's chill day, and that's what we're gonna do. So stick around if you're interested in some plant chores, because this is that video. I might make another one, but right now this is it. I didn't get no supplies, y'all. I'm sitting here talking. I didn't get any scissors, shovels, rakes, nothing. Be right back. All right, I don't know what plant I should start with first. Cause we're doing all of them. Like we are everybody. So the first plant, well, did I still not get this? I still didn't get the stuff. I walked over there to get it and didn't get it. Got distracted. So what I use to wipe my plants down, this is a triple action insecticide, fungicide, miticide, your side, my side. This is it. This is what I use. And then this is a mix of, I think, neem oil, castor oil, and water. Oh, and peppermint. There's definitely some mint in there. I forgot why I put mint in my my mixtures. I think I put them in there because I forgot. I'll look it up and I'll put it why I do that. But yeah, I put it in this old Miracle Grow Leaf Shine video. There's no leaf shine in the leaf shine spray bottle. There's no leaf shine in here. I just use this bottle. And then I also use just water. This is for my hair. I don't know what happened to my other one, but yes, it's important to spray down your leaves because pests hang out on them, dust and mites and just things that can harm your plant. So that's why I wipe my plant leaves down. And then my plants sometimes touch each other. I don't like them to, but it happens. One plant touches another. That plant might have spider mites on it now. Your next plant got spider mites, and then the next plant got spider mites, and then you have a problem. So that's why I choose to wipe down my leaves. And people, you know, everyone has their preference on what they like to use. So I don't know. I'm not one of those people who are gonna be using like mayonnaise and fucking, mayonnaise, olive oil, all that stuff. I'm just using what I know works, what is made for my plants. This stuff is made for plants. Water, natural, that's what I use. So first thing first, I have this plant here. This is my fuzzy. At one point it did have spider mites. I'm not sure if they're all gone, but that's why we're here today, to figure it out. And the first thing I do when I spray my plants is I spray with water. So yeah, I just spray it down with some water. Get that water in there. Get all the leaves, top and bottom. And I like to inspect my plants too, make sure everybody's okay. Because you never know what's on them. And just a quick tip, make sure that when you are wiping your leaves, you're using a microfiber cloth. It doesn't leave residue, it's a little bit more gentle. They actually make the gloves, as I mentioned, like I need to get some. They have gloves that are microfiber that you can use for your plants. So you just put them on and, you know, but I didn't get a chance to buy any, so I'll get some. And then when I get them, I'll link them in my next video so that you all can get them. And then we all could be on the same page. But for the most part, I'm just now wiping the insecticide off. You don't want to like put so much on, especially the ones that have neem oil, because it can burn your leaves. I don't care what anyone says. Putting too much oil on your leaves, especially like neem oil, that's why you have to dilute it, will burn your plant leaves. My plants are sitting directly in my west facing window. Now in the winter, it's not getting much sun. It gets like when the sun sets, like some like 3, 4 o'clock is when I get most of my sun for about an hour. After that, it's whatever. But yeah, so I just wipe the front and backs off of the leaves the best I can. So that's what I do first. I wipe all my leaves first, then I water. No, then I repot and then I water. That's my process. I wipe my leaves, I repot whatever needs repotting, and then I go around and water my plants. So everybody gets wiped down. So that was a fuzzy. The next plant I think I want to show you guys. I don't think I'm going to show all of them because we'll be here all day and all night. So I wiped that one down because it did have spider mites in the past. And so being that this one, is next to it, this is my Compo Sporty Datum, but this is it. It's on a moss pole. I'm in the middle of trying to chop it down. So yeah, I have a whole bunch of cuttings of this plant. But yeah, I'm gonna wipe these little leaves down here, little buddies, and this is just water. And then spray it with the insecticide. I really don't use this neem mix on many of my plants. I don't know why. Maybe I should just do that too on these two, since they were next to each other and one of them might have spider mites. If you have a plant that has spider mites, which are these little tiny spiders that form webbings on your plants, you'll see little webs on them, try to keep it separated from the rest of your plants. I just try not to have them touch. I can't keep them separated. I don't have that much room to be separating everybody. They're just gonna have to get along and figure it out. But that's why, I try to treat them with whatever I can, whether it's neem oil mixture or insecticide. I just try to wipe down my leaves the best way I can so that the ones who are touching, you know, we wish for the best. When I do see that happening, I always cut a piece and propagate it so that if the plant does die, at least I have a piece of it, you know, left over that I could just repot and plant and start over with it. That's my motto. Just in case you die, I gotta back up. Ooh, did I rip the leaf? It'd be like that sometimes. So yes, this is all wiped down. It's actually looking good. I don't see any signs of spider mites on it, so this one, it might just not even have any that's alive. So wipe down. There's a lot of plants too that are hard to wipe. Like for example, I have this money tree, Chinese money tree, I think it's called. I call it a plie because that's what they called it in the store that I got it, but there's a whole bunch of other nicknames for it. The leaves on here are hard to wipe because they'll fall off and they're thick little round ones. So this plant I don't really get pest on. I'll just spray it down with water, honestly, and the water kind of beads right off of it because of how round and cupped they are. And I just know that there's nothing going on with this plant. I have confidence in myself in knowing that this plant is good. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You know, it is what it is. But yeah, I'm just gonna move this here. I'm not going to be wiping that one down. The next plant I'm going to move to, I'm not sure yet. The next plant is my Alocasia caprea. Now this plant here, alocasias are very prone to spider mites, so I actually wipe this one down a lot, maybe twice a week, just to avoid getting any. I just don't want those issues, especially with this one. This is one of my favorites. I just love how it looks. So that's why I just make sure I'm on top of my stuff. I'm gonna have to fold this. Oops. Yeah. You know, that's why I make sure I'm on top of my game when I'm wiping it down. And the leaves on this one is so pretty. Oh my goodness. Look at these like iridescent, alien looking leaves on this plant. So yeah. We are all wiped down. So I'm done wiping down plants and I want to show you guys how I propagate. So that's what we're gonna do. Y'all, I had to go back and delete, like format my SD card because I just never deleted anything off of it. So anyway, we're back. Here we are. I'm going to propagate this plant here. It's just too long. It's getting leggy. I don't like that. So what I'm gonna do, we have nodes here. Next to each leaf, see here? Node, node, and there's another node. So every time a leaf comes up, there's gonna be a node behind it. Node and node. So what I do is I cut, and then I'm gonna cut again because that's another node. And then here, as you can see, two little nodes. Cut again. Some more, let's get closer. A node here. I'm going to cut it. I have another node. And I'm just cutting. I'm actually gonna cut this entire leaf here, like up to here. And yeah, I don't think I'm gonna repot this plant. I'm just going to probably, look how pretty those leaves are. This is my global green that I got like a few months ago. And I'm also gonna cut this again, cause like this gap, I don't know, I don't like that. So we're cutting that. I'll show you how to do that. And that's really it for the most part with this one. It's gonna grow back fuller. It's a full plant. And while I'm here, you can't see, but there's a little yellow leaf and I'm just gonna pull it because it was already dead. So that's my plant chores for this plant. Part of me wants to cut it more. I want it to all be even. It's like a haircut. You want it all to be even. I don't know. But this is fine. I think. No, I'm gonna cut right here. We're about to have a whole new plant. I'm scissor happy. That's just me. I get scissor happy. I just start cutting stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna cut again. We have ourselves a bunch of new plants, guys. But yeah, I'm gonna put these all to the side and we're gonna get to them later. So that's propagating. And I wanna show you another way I propagate with when I air layered. I air layered some plants and I'm going to clip those, put them in water. And that's really it. I have a plant here that I air layered. And what air layering is, I basically wrap the aerial roots in, I wrap them in a sphagnum moss so that these roots can now come out and they become like thicker roots. So that's what this is. This is just air layering. I use like a saran wrap the roots in this moss and like wet it like once a week. And so now these aerial roots are long, very long. They're no longer aerial roots, and then I can cut this and propagate it and use it, either sell it or give it away. But I now have some healthy cuttings and I'll show you that in a minute. This moss was very dry, even though I watered this plant like a day ago. In this window, the moss gets very dry, you know, with the sun and everything. So, you gotta just be careful when peeling the sphagnum moss away. And not all of them grew roots, unfortunately. My whole plan was to actually chop this plant up and sell it at a plant swap. But the plant swap didn't pop off this weekend because it got canceled. I don't know if it was because of rain or what the situation was, but it didn't happen and it's okay. So I was able to get that moss off of this plant. I actually cut it. As you can see here, these are the roots. I'm going to either put this back in moss in a smaller cup, or maybe pon, leca, let it sit in water for a while. I'm not too sure. It really doesn't need to sit in any water. It can go right into either pon or leca. Most likely, I'm going to sell this, so at like a swap or something or whatever, and then yeah, so that's why I don't want to put it in pon. Pon is too expensive, and I don't make my own pon because I'm not too sure about it as a medium. I don't know, it gives me kitty litter vibes. Just look it up. I haven't explained pon yet on my channel. I haven't gotten that far yet, but I'm not a fan of it. So right now it's either going to be in these little leca balls or in water until I get more soil, but not pon. And I actually cut the rest of them and I put them all in this this jar. This is where they're hanging out probably for today. And then I have the main plant back here. This is more plant pole, so I don't know if I'm just gonna leave it here and let it attach to the pole, or I can chop it some more and most likely repot it. It's just it's a very thin plant right now at the bottom. I'm not too sure if I want to keep it here. I don't like. So I just actually took this plant off of this pole, and it was sitting in leca. This is what it was in. I took it off because the plant was really leggy, so I took it out, cut some of the roots off, and now I'm just gonna put it back into the same leca, into the same pot, same pole. I just wanted to cut some of those roots so that I can get this a little deeper into the leca so that I can get more roots forming. So what I do when I'm planting any plant in leca, this was already in the same leca right here, so I'm not even worried about making sure it's clean. It's the same. I'll be okay, trust me. So first thing that I do, being that this one is going to be on a moss pole, I want the pole to be filled with leca on the inside. So I actually take some of the leca and I fill it. I fill it inside of here, and I just keep filling it until this whole gap is filled up. And I just keep filling it up. There's gonna be some that falls out, but so the next plant I'm going to repot is my dragon tail. It's hanging out the side of the pot. It needs to be on a pole ASAP. So yeah, this plant here definitely needs some love. I don't know what's going on here. It's just like out of the pot, and there's roots at the bottom. So first thing first, what we're gonna do is we are going to put it on a moss pole. And I'm going to try to fill this hole here with some soil as much as I possibly can. I'm kind of running low on soil, y'all. So we gonna make this work. I have a trick that I'm about to do towards the end. But yeah, you just want to keep filling this up, filling it up, filling it up. So I'm just getting rid of some of the soil that's on the roots. They look pretty good. I took it out the pot. I was struggling for a minute there. And now I'm going to put it on this pole. This is the back of the pole here. This is the front. I'm going to actually spread the roots like split them like that so that the pole can be in the middle of these roots here. That's how I want to do this one. Now, I think because the way that this plant started growing, I definitely will have to cut back on some of the roots, like cut them. Yeah, they definitely need to get cut. I hate cutting like roots from a good plant, but these things are long. So I'm on the side here just cutting them. Just give them a trim, nothing crazy. And it's okay to cut roots. Sometimes, yeah, like this. This is all, that's all that's gotta go. This is all a mess. Like I don't need that. I can cut that, that'll be okay. So I'm gonna put the plant, it's very weird because of how it grew. This little part, it didn't grow straight up, and that's my fault. I'm gonna have to figure that out, but for the most part, I don't know, y'all. I have to move this moss pole back some maybe, because this plant is deep. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I might have to put it off to the side like this, and then just introduce the new part of it to the moss pole. I don't know, because the soil part's already in there. There's nothing I can do about that. The only thing I can do moving forward is just have it grow on a little lean, you know what I mean? And that's exactly what might have to happen here. Darn it. I still want it to wrap around the pole. So, in order to do that, I'm gonna have to figure this out. This is a lot. I wasn't expecting this. This plant's supposed to be repotted like before the summer. My only option now, I could also cut it and do, that's what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to cut it, and it's just gonna be two separate plants. We're gonna start from the top. I'm gonna cut it right, yeah. I'm gonna cut it. Let me see where I can cut it first. We're gonna have two plants. Two plants, one pole. Why not? And see how it goes from there. I'm gonna cut it right here. I feel like that's where it's telling me. Dang, this thing is thick as. Shoot. That thing was thick. I was able to cut it, and I was also able to keep a piece intact. So that's what we're gonna do. I know I can't bend it. I be trying to do the most, but here we go. That's what we got. One piece there, and the rest is gonna go a little lower right here, and we gonna see y'all. We shall see what happens next. This is crazy looking, but I don't know. I'll be back once I figure it out.
Tattoos in Shibuya. Only think I'm out the underworld. 12 treat a nigga like he 12. How you looking up to me? You talking down. Can't you see I am the big man? Well, I am the I am. I film it with the drone cam and the pink like Killer Kim. Zoom on that stick, no way. I'm so close, I'm on that kill. Controller on your lower back, yeah, it's the good. They can roll the eyes back in the skull. Rollin' when you ride, rollin' when you ride, like ride. Got one, street acting, turned up like some dirty black. 2016 with some distance, 2017 ideas playing off the wall. This a code, not a click on it. With a cup, in a cup, activist. That's a double edge, it's a knife. I don't like to fight, but fighting. Revenge in the air makes my lungs sick. Chopper in the sky like a gun trick. Clips on clips like Mike. It's really all. See both sides like Chanel. See on both sides like Chanel. It's really you on my mind. It's really you on my mind. It's really you. It's really you on my mind. See both sides of the 12. See both sides of the L. Free smoke rings in they hell. Sleeps no grind for the well. Whole team diamonds is real. Show them how to shine by themselves. You need a cosign for your help. I need a bitch to grind on my belt. I know you need to drive for my belt. I know you see the drive in the cell. I'm back on the ride cause it's style. What is style? I see both sides like Chanel. I see both sides like Chanel. My pocket's snug. They can't hold my 7. They ban my Visa. My Amex and MasterCards. I got new money and it's all cash. I got new bags and they all collapse.
There we go, spread it around. Okay, I'm not gonna water it right now. Probably a little later. I'm gonna let that adjust. It went through a lot. It got chopped up 3 times, put in a different pot, tied around a pole. It's like, but that's where we're at with this. That's where we're at so far. It's not much. So, got really hot. The sun came out. For the most part, I'm kind of done with repotting, putting plants on a moss pole. I have one more plant that I'm gonna repot the window, and I was like, oh no, I gotta get something to drink, and I gotta get it together. It got hot really quick. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to repot this plant, show you all how I do it. It's a little different than everything else because it's going to be in pond. So right now it's in, again, moss and leca at the bottom, and I want to put it in pond and then put it in here and then put it in this pot. So that's my next move, and after that I'm just gonna water. I'm gonna actually fertilize and water because it's still kind of hot here. I'm still getting sun, so I want to try to fertilize and get a little bit of growth before it gets cold. So it's only salted water, but it got that little bit. And the roots actually are pretty good. They're growing. I have not had success with this plant before. This is my first time like with it, and I've heard it doesn't do well in like leca or moss or anything. So I'm gonna give it a try, and you know, it did good so far in moss. Since I got it, I put it in there just so I can get roots. It was dying at one point, and then it had thrips, those little bugs. So right now I'm just really getting the gotta man down. Right now, I'm just trying to get as much of the moss off of the roots as I possibly can. And then I'm gonna go to my sink and wash it down. I was able to wash these roots off. Roots looking good. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take some of this palm. This palm liquor mix, and put this baby in there. I like to see how far the roots are from the bottom, and then yeah. We're gonna start pruning. Here, there's a lot of dry, I don't know what's going on in there. Just dry pieces. I like to cut them. Just cut them off. Cut it off if you can. Just see where it's at. It's attached to something. If it's not, this isn't at all. It's actually coming right out. It's just a dry bunch of nothing. Yeah, just nothing. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. There's more. It's stuck. See, it's blocking that other piece from growing. Just pull it out. Gotta go. Just a whole bunch of dryness. And watch, we got two other pieces that were trying to grow and it couldn't. All that dry stuff. This plant doesn't need repotting at all. But what I'm going to do, instead of repotting it, I might wanna like top it off with some soil. I don't know, we'll see. I feel like it just needs a top off. But then again, maybe not. It's just a little loose in the pot. I just repotted it not too long ago, so it should be fine. In the beginning of the summer, I repotted it, but this is a Calathea star somebody. It's not my favorite plant, but I had it for a while. Yeah. After hours and hours and hours of repotting, putting things on moss poles, wiping plants down. So I'm just gonna water. I'm gonna fill up my watering can here with some water and fertilizer. I use this fertilizer here. Yeah, I just put a pinch, literally just a pinch of my fingers, put it in there and just water my plants. All my soil plants will get this fertilizer. My plants that are in leca, they really don't need any fertilizer. This plant here, Bridget, let me bring her over. Lord. Bridget the begonia. She is just, chopsticks are holding her up. I literally hot glue chopsticks together to hold this plant together, like to hold it up, because there's no way it's gonna hold up by itself. So I go to the grocery store and I just get chopsticks and hot glue them, and that's how she's standing tall. Cutie, huh? This is one of my favorite plants. I'm actually not a begonia fan. I got this at Lowe's. She was dying when I got her like years ago, and I don't know, we're here. She's been chopped a few times. Might chop her again, and that's that. So friends, if you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed just watching me water my plants and just do my Sunday plant chores, feel free to subscribe and like this video. Also comment and let me know just what you think. I'm open for opinions. And yeah, don't forget to follow me on my other platforms, Instagram and TikTok. Got that little boop boop boop.